As you can see, the landscape to the right is getting more urban, and the river Mersey is going to start squiggling, and because of that they put in some cuts to make navigation easier, and I'm hoping there will be an information board explaining that, because I've done a bit of prior research and it seems quite complicated, so I'm hoping there'll be something that will help me to explain it better. Okay, so what we've reached here is the site of Woolston Wharf, which was constructed in 1755 by the Mersey and Irwell Navigation Company, and what seems to have happened here is first they built a straight part of the River Mersey, because here it gets squiggly. There's a squiggle head south before turning back, then there's a straight part of also called the Mersey, it like splits into two, but I suspect that's the first time that they straightened it out, and that's the old cut. But then they made another sort of canal going from here to the northern side of the Mersey and called that the New Cut. But the building of the Manchester Ship Canal made that completely redundant, so the New Cut now is disused and mainly dried up. So I hope that's clear. Did that sound logical to you, Simon?
If I was listening, it probably would have done, yeah.
Oh, cheers, mate.
No, I'm joking.
Okay. The Mersey Way follows the line of the New Cut. They've got some old winding gear there, and yes, let's look at these information boards, see if I've missed anything out. Yeah, this is the start of the New Cut Canal. Got another of these boards telling you about the wildlife. Otters, keep your eyes peeled, Simon.
Oh, good.
Nothing we'd love to see more on a walk than an otter.
Me and my dad.
Well, it's sort of,
otter lovers.
yes, sort of a tie between an otter and a red squirrel, but there are no red squirrels around here, not till you get up towards Formby anyway. Oh, and here's a very comprehensive history of the River Mersey, so I'm not going to attempt to give you a précis, but this has been put up by Warrington Borough Council. We're looking on the map, Woolston seems to be a suburb of Warrington, or Warrington has swallowed it up, but if Woolston does have an independent identity, I apologise profusely for that last statement. That's just what it looks like on the map. Oh yes, and I also read about this old Billy who worked on this New Cut was the world's oldest horse, and apparently he
2 years old, that is an old horse.
His body is stuffed, and different bits of him are in different museums, because it's saying here old Billy's skull is in Manchester's museum. We haven't noticed that when we've been there. And then old Billy's head was to the Bedford Museum. I don't know where that is.
I don't know how it can be his head without his skull either.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hello, you might notice a slight shift in continuity here. We're back at Woolston Lock, because when I looked up, I looked it up after our last visit here. I realised we'd missed one or two interesting things here by rushing through, so we've come back to give it a bit more of an explore before we move on. So here we are. Just beyond here is where the Mersey splits in two, and we're going to follow the left-hand branch, and that does entail going over the Weir Bridge, which is quite spectacular really, so looking forward to that.
Apologies if the footage is a bit intimate. We're currently under an umbrella, so I don't really want to get too far away from him for the fear of getting drenched. Apologies.
So we're on the bridge at Woolston Lock, looking across to where you've got both wings of the Mersey. That's a more direct route, we'll call that the right hand Mersey, and this one does a bit more of a meander. It almost touches the ship canal, and unfortunately there isn't a bridge for a long time to get back over the river, so we will have to do a bit of backtracking after we've followed the left-hand Mersey round the bend. In between you've got this little island, which I think is the heart of the nature reserve. I think there's only one bridge allowing you to get into it, and we'll see what we can see a bit further out. Yeah, the path along the left-hand Mersey quite soon climbs high above it, so you've got this good vantage point of looking at the junction from above. Yeah, okay. Okay, as you can see here, we are not allowed to access the island at this point, even though it says 8 till 8 autumn winter opening hours. You still have to have a permit to go through. I don't know where you'd put it, whether somebody would have to come along and open it up for you, but like I said, this is the only footbridge onto the island, so it's quite well protected. And you can see here, this is a big curve on the left hand Mersey, and it's not long before it swings round again to the right and runs along that side of the island to rejoin the right hand Mersey. And just ahead of us here, just beyond those trees, you have the Manchester Ship Canal. So we're only on a sort of tiny strip of land here between the two waterways.
Quick apology if the camera footage looks a little shakier than normal. Our current gimbal's been playing up at the minute, so we don't really want to risk bringing it out in the rain.
Right, well this is what I wanted to film. This is the Thelwall ferry, which is the only means of crossing the Manchester Ship Canal for many a mile. So this provides a link between the suburb of Thelwall that we're looking at and Woolston, where we've just come. So you take the ferry across and then follow the path we've just made, unless of course you've got a permit to go into the reserve and spend your time there. There's a little bell there. We're not going to ring it because it's not what we're doing today, and it is the canal rather than the river, so doesn't really fit in with the video, but it is worth mentioning and seeing if you're coming this way. Okay, we're still on the new cut here, but you can have a good view here across to what's either a lagoon or is part of the right hand Mersey. Not quite sure, we'd have to check on the map, but yeah, beautiful spot. Hello, this is the entrance to another bit of nature reserve called Paddington Meadows. You can walk right round it, but given the conditions we're not going to do that today, and we'll show you the other side of it. Right, well you can see where we are here. The Merseys have joined up again, and this is the walk I was mentioning. I announced it a little bit too early, which would take you right round Paddington Meadows, but given the conditions, I don't think we want to do that, do we, Simon?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, and it does tell you that this is a great area for spotting dragonflies and damselflies. I'm not sure that we're at the right season for them. I think they're still preying on tadpoles in the water at this stage in their lives, but we will look out for them nevertheless.
We certainly will.
Now you can't really tell, but this is the site of Paddington Lock, where the new cut met the real Mersey, which you can see just ahead there. So we've reached a definite stage in this part of the journey, and the Mersey starts bending round to the south as we get towards the centre of Warrington. The old lockhouse was just behind us here, but maybe that's it. I'm not sure. That could be.
No, it looks too modern, that.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, it used to be here. Maybe that house was it, maybe it wasn't. Okay, so we're now at Paddington Bank, where you've got these rather ornate flood defences protecting this estate from the rages of the Mersey when it's in spate. And yeah, you can see here where it's coming round the curve there from Paddington Meadows, and is considerably wider than when we left it, I think. Don't you not agree, Simon?
I'd agree.
Okay. Hello, and we found our way to Kingsway Bridge on the edge of Warrington. It's the most ornate of those so far over the Mersey, and I think this is probably where we're going to call it a day for today. It's just getting too rainy and miserable.